All right, let's do this, y'all. I appreciate you. For those that don't know, my name's Abby. I'm out here in Arizona, 26 years old. Super, super, super excited to do this call today, to host it, to throw it down for you guys. All I kind of ask and recommend is you guys have a pen and paper to take some notes. Honestly, hopefully I give you guys some value throughout this call. We do these Zoom to Success calls every single Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. And if you're over in Europe, we appreciate you. It's about 8 p.m. your time. So let's get into it, y'all. Usually before these calls really kick off, I do like to kind of go into a couple things just to make sure that any new people understand exactly, where they should be at, whether you're just getting started, you've been a part of the platform and our team for the last 30, 60, 90 days, or you've been here for a year or two or whatever it may be. You guys are understanding of what it is that you should be doing, and you're on track for success, because the whole purpose of these calls are not only to bring us together, team culture, that camaraderie, having somewhat of a mastermind is so pivotal to everybody's success. And if you really start to, personally develop and self-improve yourself, you're going to start to really understand like how important the right associations and the right people and the right relationships in your life are. Listening to the right people. Okay. So the whole purpose is to really just shift your thinking, build your belief, and honestly ensure that you're on track for success so that you can actually get the results that you want in your life. And that's actually the purpose and the topic of the call today, is to kind of go through the difference between goals and results. And it seems like, that seems like a weird thing to say. And I'm going to explain to you like really where I'm coming from, because a lot of times people think that they're the same thing. My goals and my results, that's, they're one and the same. And I'm going to kind of walk you guys through a couple things that I've been learning, some takeaways in my journey so far. I've been a part of this platform, I Am Academy, for almost 4 years now. And I've taken a lot of different things away from my journey, and I'm excited to be able to share that with you. But I do want to just show you guys super quick, just really, really, really quick. We don't need to spend too much time on this because you guys should all have the information ready to go. Let me share my screen. All right. So you guys should all have access to the IAM.Center. This is the name of the game. Can't move on, can't move forward, can't learn anything unless we've got this in hand. And so the first things first, guys, you should all be familiar with what this looks like. And if you are kind of brand new, or you're in your first stages of your journey, you should have gone through or in the midst of going through the academy right here. Okay, whether you are learning the FRX, HFX, or DCX, you want to choose one of these academies. You want to click on it. You want to click on enroll right here, and you want to go through these videos. Okay, just the 100 and the 200 videos first. Honestly, we mapped this out last week. It should take you, if you do 20 to 25 minutes a day, you should be able to go through the 100 and 200 series within your first week. Guys, make the most of this membership that you're paying for. Okay, $200. Make the most of this and schedule out time. Plan and prepare for what you're actually investing into yourself for. You can go through these videos, and it should only take you, honestly, if you dedicate an hour a day, you'll be done in 3-4 days. If you dedicate 25 minutes, you should be done within a week. Okay. And the whole purpose of this is to build a foundation for yourself. That's what you're getting out of the academy right here, the curriculum. Once you do that, guys, you're going to want to move to Go Live. And Go Live is the central hub of where you're actually going to be able to choose a mentor for yourself. And I personally have a few mentors. If you're brand new or you're in your journey over the last 3-6 months, you're going to start to kind of realize who you like. There's different languages. You guys know this. Top 5 featured educators. So if you want to see who's popping, who's popular right now, you can check that out. But you're going to want to come right here and click on are you a new member? And you want to find an educator that's going to be best suited for you. Okay. I'm not going to go through all of that right now, but that's kind of the basis. Okay. You want to go through this, and then you want to move into actually finding an educator with a strategy. These are all the strategies. If you have the FRX Academy, you're going to have access to the harmonics. Okay. You're going to want to find somebody in there. If you have the elite, honestly, the elite is the biggest bang for your buck. Okay. I personally have the elite. I get full reign to everything, so I can check out any of these strategies. Personally, I use Steady and I use the harmonics. And I also leverage Swipe Coin. Okay. It's whatever's going to work for you, but you want to move into an actual strategy so you can actually start to learn what to do when it comes to getting in and out of the market. Okay. I didn't want to spend too much time on this because I want to get into the actual topic for today. But I did want you guys to know like where you should be. And if you have any questions, like don't hesitate to reach out, like ask. We're here. Me, myself, anybody that has brought you on and share this with you, like we're here to help you guys and walk you in the right direction. You just got to open your mouth. Okay. You just got to ask. There's no dumb, wrong questions. Every question has an answer. And if you want that answer bad enough, you'll ask it. And I used to be super, super shy. You wouldn't know that if you talk to me right now, but like I am a very shy, timid person, and I wouldn't ask for questions. I wouldn't reach out for help. But that's the only way that you can actually grow and move forward. So don't be afraid. Every question has an answer, and we're here to help you. Everybody's here to win. We're here to make money. Okay. That's what this is about. Create financial freedom for ourselves. And we can do that in the $6.6 trillion per day market. So if you guys have any further questions about the Academy and where you should be at, reach out about it. Cool. So I want to get into the call today. I'm really excited to really kind of share with you guys, where we're going, not just as a team, but how this topic today, goals versus results, can really make a huge impact in not only your progress in your trading, but at the end of the day, how you feel about yourself. And I want to kind of kick it off with this because I've got some notes that I want to kind of break down and make sure I'm on track. I know sometimes we can go on tangents when we're super passionate about things, but I want to keep it to the bullets, right? To the bullet points. But I want to ask and open this question up. You guys can type it in the chat, whatever it may be, whatever you guys want to do, but really ask, think about a time when you succeeded at something. Like you set a goal out for yourself and you hit that goal. Just think about it. You can type it in the chat. You can maybe say what it is. Doesn't matter. But think about a time when you set out a goal for yourself and you hit that goal. Maybe it was when you were in high school or when you were in college, or, you were studying for an exam and you got a certain test score and you got a certain test score, right? Or, you were running a marathon or, whatever, maybe. It doesn't have to be sports related, but it could literally be anything, right? Think about that moment and what did you do up into that point, right? What did you do up into that point? And so really ask yourself those things, because I want to talk about goals versus results and why there's actually a difference. Okay. I think right now, and I think we all can agree, we live in a society that's outcome focused, that's results driven, and that everything is about instant gratification. Everything is about right now. And everybody is so focused on the result. And why this is so relevant to what we do here with trading is we're constantly bombarded with not just, the numbers on the chart and, our everyday distractions around us, but as you start to see, you're going to start to see other people's results, right? I know in my beginning of my journey, all I would see is other people's, trading profits or, what they withdraw or what they withdrew from that week or whatever. And you don't see the behind the scenes story. You don't see what actually went down for them to get the results. We're only focused on the result. And maybe, you got started because you're financially tight right now. Maybe you got started because you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick and tired of, having too much month at the end of your money, or however that saying is. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So, we can't be outcome focused. We can't just be results driven, because at the end of the day, guys, when you set goals for yourself, when you set those results that you want to see in your life, I was reading it off to our leaders call yesterday. The goal that you have in mind for yourself, maybe it's you want to be a six-figure trader. Maybe you just want to make an extra $500 a month. Guys, it's a $6.6 trillion per day market. That's 12 zeros. 12 zeros. Let me see. Anybody else need? Okay. So $6.6 trillion per day market, 12 zeros, guys. My mentor has always told me, Abby, anybody can go get their piece of financial freedom here. The same concept, the same way that it's going to take you to make $1 in this market is the exact same way it's going to take you to make $10, $100, $1,000. Just use your imagination. Add another zero on there. the same way. And when I first heard that, I had to hear it a few times for it to finally sink in and really settle for me. But when I finally clicked, when I finally understood what they were talking about, I was like, okay, the same way it's going to take me to make $1 in this market is the exact same way it's going to take me to make $10. I was like, all right, let's go. All I need to know is how to do this. That's why I was showing you in the academy. You got to go through those videos. You got to pay the price. You got to make sure that you take the time every single day to dedicate. Why? Because we all are so focused on the result, right? We all want the results in our life, but what precedes the results? What are the behaviors, the actions, the habits, the things that we must do, the person that we must become in order to get the results, right? Have you guys ever seen, I'm sure we have, all of us, you guys ever seen people win the lottery? And, they win like millions and not billions, but millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. And then, over the course of the next couple of years, they like absolutely go bankrupt. Why? It's so weird, right? It's just a result. Hi. All right. We get in this like mindset of, well, wow, like that's all that money, right? But when you really take a step back and you think about it, they had no idea how to even create that money in the first place. They didn't become the person necessary to create that money, to build that money. So what happens? They don't know how to multiply it. They don't know how to create more or make more of it. That's why they lost it all. They started to just spend it. They didn't know how to invest it. So my purpose in giving that example is you must become the person that is required to get the results that you want in your life. Yes, I'm sure you guys have all heard this, but the fact of the matter is, are you where you want to be? Are you doing the things that are necessary to get the results that you want? So the main difference between goals and results are just the fixated number, the desire, the want that you have for yourself. Okay. Maybe it's, you're studying for school and it's a test score or a certain grade that you need to hit by the end of the semester. Or maybe, in trading, it's a certain number that you want to hit. $500 a week, 6% ROI every single week or every single month, whatever it is. Or maybe, you want to drop weight. You want to get to a certain weight on the scale. Okay, cool. You have your number, write it down. You can imagine what that will look like, what that will feel like, all those things. You can imagine that. You can visualize that. That's really important. You need to be able to see that. Why? Because the result doesn't necessarily matter unless you're actually doing the behaviors. And the behaviors, this is the full circle part, guys. The behaviors are the goals. Everybody sets their goals on the result, the weight, the number on the scale, having 6 figures in your trading account, making $500 a week in trading, okay? Withdrawing from your account, whatever your goal, like whatever the result is. But the results are something you cannot control. Like, let me give you an example. I like to use sales a lot. If you've ever done any kind of sales before, okay, you understand that no matter what you do, you cannot force somebody to sign up for something, to close a deal. I can't force somebody to put their credit card in. Even if I'm doing all the right behaviors, even if I'm doing all the right things, I still can't control that person putting in his credit card, right? That would be manipulation, and we don't even want to go there. And still, that doesn't even work. Same thing with trading. You could be doing all the right behaviors, right? You've got your strategy, you've got your risk to reward, you've got everything right, all your confirmations, bing, 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 like everything is lined up, and the market could go the opposite direction. You can't focus, like you cannot control the result, even if you do all the right things. But here's the part that's the difference maker, is when you do the right things long enough, you will eventually get the results that you're looking for. And if you guys, I know there's some people early on in their trading journey, and maybe you're not here yet, and I'm going to share with you what I mean. But it took me a long time to realize this, guys, a long time. And that's the beautiful part about, you guys that are just getting started, is it doesn't need to take you as long as it took me. Like, IM Academy looked like, I say this all the time, Windows 97. When I first got started almost 4 years ago, it looked nothing like what we have right now. So I'm learning things for the very first time that you guys are going to learn within your first, 6 months, 3 months, 12 months. And it's amazing. But one thing that I can share with you is trading. You guys need to understand this. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a vicious cycle and it's not going to be pretty. Trading is not about winning all the time. Trading is not about getting consistent wins. Yeah, mind blower. It's not. You know how I know that? I'm being mentored right now by John Dollery in the strategy steady. He has almost a decade of trading experience. And I love learning from him because not only does he have so much experience, but his level of awareness and expertise is just through the roof. But the biggest thing is I can cut my learning curve in half by studying from him. He's like, I'm not trying to get everybody to take signals from me. My whole focus is to create independent traders. And I was like, I'm on board with that. So he talks about how trading is not about winning all the time. Trading is not even about winning consistently. Like everyone's so focused on just winning trades, but they don't take any consideration into their risk to reward. Your risk to reward is your risk management, okay? How much you're risking versus how much you're actually, your reward target, how much you're actually going to make. Anyways, I'm kind of going on a tangent with that, but I just want you guys to understand the results are things that you cannot control, okay? No matter what you think, no matter how much wishful thinking you have, you can't control the actual result. And you specifically cannot control when that result will happen. I can't tell you how many times, guys, I've set goals, right, for myself around the wrong things. And my timeline is not aligned with the universal timeline, okay? Things take time. And it's so naive to think that you're gonna come in here. I'm talking to myself right now, right? Maybe you can relate. It's so naive to think that you're gonna come, straight from working a job, where you've been taught your entire life to trade your time for money, to trade, your precious hours, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week to work for somebody else, to go into a completely different space to learn how to get your money to work for you. You've never done this before and think that you're going to start, making all this money and quit your job in 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months even. Why would you ever think that? You don't think that it's going to take time? This is something that you're going to do forever. I hope that you will have this skill forever. Why? Because so many people are going to be at a loss, not just this year with the pandemic and everything that's going on, but my parents are starting to see that a pension and a 401k and a retirement plan are out of the question. And they've spent 30 years working for the government, their face off. My dad stresses out all the time. And they're realizing that the 30 years that they've put in, it's actually getting me goosebumps. It's actually making me choked up because of how much work that they've put in, realizing they're not going to have, the golden pot at the end of the rainbow at the end of their time. They're not going to have what they worked for. This skill set, guys, I'm so passionate about this because I know where I was 4 years ago, graduated as a naive 22-year-old kid, broke as a joke, that's such an understatement, and $100,000 student loan debt, just feeling like I had the weight of the world on my shoulders, so much monetary pressure, and being able to have this golden ticket, this opportunity of a lifetime, to be able to learn a skill set that it's so much more than financial freedom. It's so much, this has liberated my thoughts. This has allowed me to take control of my life, of my time. This coming week, Alex and I, we're going to go back home to see my family. I just called my dad last night. I was like, hey, we're coming back to see you guys for a little bit. He was like, what's the occasion? Everything okay? And I was like, no, just because. Guys, like, that's what this is about. It's about becoming self-sufficient. Like, at the end of the day, I am going on a tangent. I hope you guys can appreciate what I'm going to share with you. But at the end of the day, guys, the only thing that matters is how you feel about yourself. Trading is going to get you the results that you want. And the whole point of me sharing this entire call with you and why I'm so liberated right now and passionate and fired up is because your goals that you're putting on these numbers that you can't control, it's no wonder that we're never hitting the goals that we want. because we're putting our goals on things that we can't control. What we can control are the hard things, are the execution, are the things that we need to take action on. And guess what? Nobody wants to do the hard things. Nobody wants to take ownership. Nobody wants to hold themselves accountable. Nobody wants to take personal responsibility. That's the only way. Doing the mundane, doing the little things every single day that you don't want to do, that's what nobody wants to do. Well, guess what? Everybody looks at the people that have the results in their life that they want, and they look at them like they're gods, like they're superheroes, that they've got something special about them. Guys, they have nothing special about them. They've mastered the mundane. They've mastered jumping, for example, professional traders, people that have financial freedom through these markets. What they do? What have they done? They've mastered the mundane, meaning they show up every single day when we have team calls like this. They don't miss a call that they're qualified to be on. They show up every day on Go Live. They show up every day ready to study from their mentors. They're a student of the game, of the process. Okay, they do whatever it takes. It just is what it is. They do the hard things. And so goals, your goals cannot be, they can be whatever they want them to be. I'm just saying, if you actually want to get the results that you want in your life, you want to be able to quit your job and feel good about it, you actually want to feel good about yourself, you need to make sure that your goals are wrapped around the things that you can control, which are your behaviors, the things that you can control, right? Who you're becoming. I've been asking myself this question all the time. Abby, where will you be in 1,000 days? I've been tracking every single day for the last, I think I'm on day 53 today, it's 54. Over the last 53 days, I've been tracking everything that I've been doing on a day-to-day basis. And I asked myself from that day, 53 days ago, 1,000 days, where would I be at? I'll have just turned 29, May 2023. Where will you be in 1,000 days from right now? Alex will be 30. That stands out in my mind all the time. I'm like, where's Alex going to be when she's 30? And that lights me up. Sometimes you've got to shift your focus to somebody else, because if you're not connected to your work, you know, that reason for why you get up and do the things that you do every single day, guess what? You're going to get burnt out. You're going to find yourself going through the motions. And guess what happens after that? You're going to quit because you feel like you're doing all this for naught. I like to set my result goal, which is, you know, let's say 6 figures in trading, and set a goal date. Okay. It doesn't matter if I hit it by that goal date or not, by the way, guys. I set that goal date as being practical, and I reverse engineer the work that I need to put in on a day-to-day basis. If I hit my goal by that day or not, my result-driven goal, cool, amazing. I know like it's already done because I'm doing the work. I know what it takes. I know the person that I need to become. I know the attitude and the mindset and the way to handle different situations and scenarios in life. I know how to be. I know the behaviors that need to be implemented on a day-to-day basis. I'm not going to be surprised when I hit my goal. Like, that's the thing is, you know, Olympic athletes, they're not surprised. I'm just giving you guys some examples. Like when they win, or, you know, they become an Olympic athlete, they're not surprised when they get there because they've been doing the work their whole life or for a certain period of time. So when they hit the goal, it's not a shock. And that's how we've got to be with our goals. Going, you know, a 6-figure trader, or withdrawing $500 into your bank account every week or every other week from your trading account, it's got to be to a point where you're not surprised by it anymore because you've become that person. When you can become that person first, the results are going to come anyways. So the whole, if I can just kind of tie everything back in, the whole purpose of this call is to share with you guys, if you've been so focused on the results, but you haven't been focused on the behaviors, that's why you haven't been hitting the results that you want in the first place. Okay. And if you have been focusing on the behaviors, you need to keep going, because maybe you haven't given yourself a long enough time, or maybe there's some inches in the work that you're doing that you need to critique, that you need to make better, that you need to take another closer look at. Or maybe you're surrounded by the wrong people. Your associations are holding you back, are pulling you down, are draining you. There could be multiple factors, guys. But the biggest thing is, if you really want to hit the results that you want in your life, you've got to shift your focus to the behaviors. What are those things? Who am I becoming? I have on my wall in my room, at the top of it, it asks, I love to ask myself questions because it focuses my mind on finding the answer. And the question is usually an empowering question. So it's going to give me an empowering answer, an empowering response. And what does that do? That empowers me. Okay. So shift the questions that you ask yourself. Like, ask yourself more qualified, empowering questions so you can get more empowering responses and your mind can focus on the right things. Because we all know this. You become whatever you focus on. And once you focus on who you're becoming, you can start to have these realizations. You can start to have these breakthroughs and start to break new levels of awareness, which I believe that that's really what life is all about, breaking new levels of awareness. So, guys, I went through a lot. I do have a couple more notes, but man, that was the biggest thing. It's just, I could give some examples of like behaviors. I mean, showing up to these calls, showing up to go live. Don't just watch the session and, all right, check it off. I watched it go live. Oh yeah, let's go. That used to be me all the time. I've got a couple notebooks. I'm almost done with this one. But what I like to do is I write down the name of the educator and the session that I'm watching. Could be the day that I'm watching them. And so I can go back and I can review my notes. Or at the end, what I really like to do, guys, this is so key. It's actually something I'm reading in my book right now to do, is when you're done doing something, maybe it's you're watching a go live or you're reading a book, or at the end of this call, you jump on calls like these. At the end of the call, at the end of that page that you're taking notes on, write down this question: what did I learn? Because have you guys ever like read a chapter? Alex and I do this all the time to each other. I'll ask her, how's your book going? What did you learn from today's read? And not Alex, I'm not calling you forward or anything like that. I'm just saying I do it too, but sometimes we'll forget like what we just read. And so what I've been doing to really help is I'll write down at the end, what's just one thing that I took away? What did I learn from this chapter, from these 10 pages, from this session? Because then it keeps your mind focused. You're looking for things that you can learn and take away. And then you take 10, 15 minutes and then you go and apply that on the charts and you start to see it in real time. I do this every day. I don't trade every day, but I study every day. Why? I'm not 30 yet. Maybe some people on this call are 30. Okay, you're not 40 yet. You're not 50 yet. Doesn't matter. Okay, you're not where you want to be yet. You've got so much time. It's a dichotomy. You have so much time and then you don't. That's why you need to make the most of the time every single day. But guys, like, whatever you focus on grows. Whatever you think about all day long is who you become. And I want to just kind of leave it with these last couple thoughts. Discipline, consistency. I remember I was listening to Mike Navarrete. He actually inspired a lot of the trading aspect of this call. He's incredible. He actually has a couple favorite sessions that I recommend everybody to watch. If you want to know what those are, just hit me up. I'll talk to you guys about it after this call. But he said on one of his sessions, he said, trading should not be about quitting your job. I love this. I love what he says here. Trading should not be about quitting your job, because that's the result. You guys, like, do you hear what I'm saying? Trading, I'm gonna say this one more time, because how many times do we hear from people, oh, I just gotta quit my job, like I gotta leave, like it's so miserable here, I just gotta quit already, and like they're complaining. It's like, bro, like, sis, come on, stop. That's the result. Show me the work you've been putting in. Show me the consistency. You think the universe is just gonna hand you the result if you haven't developed yourself into the person that you need to become? That's why the goal cannot be about the result. The goal has got to be about the behaviors. Because if you do the right behaviors long enough, what happens? It turns into a habit. And habits, here's the thing, okay? This is the next part. Trading should not be about quitting your job. Why? Because that's the result. Trading should be about quitting your old habits and ways of being and creating a new one. Y'all, I'm going to say that one more time. When you get this and you can implement it, I promise you, you will see a shift. You will see an energetic shift in the way that you move and you treat yourself and you take yourself seriously in the way that you respect who you are. I promise you, you will stop complaining. and you will focus on what you can control. This is a team. Guys, if you're a part of this team, this is about creating self-sufficient individuals, not just traders. We want you to be self-sufficient traders. Know what to do when you jump on the charts. Know how to get your own bag. But this is about creating self-sufficient individuals, human beings who feel good about who they're becoming. Do you like who you're becoming? Can you look at yourself in the mirror and say, damn, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so excited about the person that I'm becoming because I know that I'm doing all the right things. I know I'm putting in the behaviors and the work necessary. I know I'm showing up when I'm supposed to show up, even when I don't feel like it. These are all the things that the special people you look up to have done. You can do that too. I'm not special. Nobody is special. It's a dichotomy because you have your own uniqueness, but we're not. Like, I'm not the only person that's been in $100,000 student loan debt. I'm not going to have a pity party about it. I'm going to go do the work, right? And there's so many other examples that I can give, but I'm going to say this one more time. Trading should not be about quitting your job because that's the result. Trading should be about quitting your old habits and your old ways of being and creating a new one because that's something that you can control. Do you want to feel like you're in control? Then stop focusing on things that you can't. Focus on the things that you can. Guys, this is another great one. Becoming disciplined in your everyday life and disciplined in your trading are the exact same thing. Why? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. This is so good. All right, last thing I'm going to say. Okay. How you feel, I already said this, but I'm going to say it again. How you feel about yourself, this is the only thing that matters. How you feel about yourself at the end of the day is really the only thing that matters. When you fall asleep at night, when you're about to go to bed, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? The number that's in your bank account, that's a result. The number that you want to see in your bank account, that's a result. Stop focusing on that. Because what happens? You're so focused on that number that you want, okay? You're not at peace with yourself, okay? When you're dissatisfied, you're disconnected. And when you're disconnected, the universe can feel what's in your heart. It's not going to give you anything that you're not ready for. You're promoting lack into the world. You're promoting scarcity into the world. So stop focusing on that. Focus on what you can control. How do you feel about yourself at the end of the day? That's the only thing that matters. It does. And I don't know, guys. This is so much more than just trading. I hope that you guys kind of got that from this call. But like the way that I personally like to promote, and I know us as a team, the leaders, we all come together every week to try to figure out how we can continue to pour and add value into the squad. And we want you guys to be a part of that if you have a desire and you're willing to put in the right work, okay? But really ask yourself that, because not just at the end of the day, but at the end of your life, that's what's going to matter. How you feel about yourself, the relationships in your life, okay? The people that are around you, how do you feel about those relationships, right? Are you happy with yourself? Are you healthy? And your legacy. So this question, where do you get your self-respect, your pride, and your legacy from? Pride in a good way, you know? Are you proud of yourself for the things that you're doing in your life, okay? Not like in an arrogant way or a conceited way, but where do you get your self-respect from? I get it from doing the things that I said I was going to do long after the feeling that I set it in has left me. Where do you get your pride from? Your sense of, I'm proud of the things that I'm doing. I'm proud of the person that I'm becoming. You want to have a little sense of pride for who you're becoming. Not ego, not like arrogant. And your legacy. And legacy is so interesting to me because I always used to not focus on it. But now I see legacy as a way of, what I can pass on to people. And it's not about at the end of my life, what I can pass on at the end of my life. No, it's about every relationship that I have with people. Every single relationship, every human connection, every little thing that I do, I'm leaving a legacy based on the person that I'm being and who I'm becoming. friendships, the relationships, everything. I know this is dissecting away from trading, but guys, it's so much more than just trading. And if you make your whole, like if you make this entire journey just about trading, like that's amazing. You know, you're gonna crush it if you focus on the right things, right? But I promise you, if you want to make the most of this journey and the most of your self improvement and self growth and overall like fulfillment and happiness for yourself, take in what I'm sharing with you. But guys, I appreciate you. That's today's call. I know it was a bit longer than normal. I do hope that you guys got at least just one nugget from this entire thing right at the end of this call. What did I learn? What did I take away? And go focus on that. Go focus how you can implement this information, because this isn't about just showing up and consuming. Knowledge is not power unless applied. We know that. So focus on how you can go out and, you know, implement this in your life and start a great habit, you know, create a new way of being in a certain area of your life. Cool. So with that being said, Sundays are always full of value. In about 20 minutes, there's the chairman mentorship. This call, I'll post the link in the chat. This call is for anybody that wants to focus on the business side. They want to, you know, learn how to think when it comes to building a business, leadership development, and skills related to that. So that's on in about 20 minutes. And then later on today, guys, Mike Sotero, we all know, Chairman 25, a mentor for not only myself, but for so many on our team. He does a Sunday night team call, and sometimes he'll actually bring on other Go Live educators onto the call. And it's cool. That's actually how I found out about John Dollery and Steady, is when I jumped on that call and I saw them teach on it. I was like, holy crap, I need to take control. And this is how it's been really helping me grow my account and not be on the charts, you know, all the time. I don't like to be on the charts all the time. I like to trade like 4 or 5 times a month. So anyways, guys, that's later on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And then as always, guys, we have another Zoom to Success call every Sunday, same time, same link. And this week we have the Zoom overview. So if you guys have guests, anybody that you know should probably get on this information, should probably be a part of our team and our community, because you know how it's going to make them feel. You know the kind of value that it can add to their life. Get them on those calls. We do them every day. And all that information is going to be dropped in the chat. But guys, I sincerely appreciate you. I haven't even looked at the chat box, so I'm just looking at it right now. I appreciate you guys so much. Love and respect to all of you. And go ahead and crush your Sunday. Get prepared for the week. And we'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.